Hey folks, Gary Dean here with Sentiment Timing. This is our nightly video report for Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. So we saw, it seems like we've been seeing this all the time. We're just getting these big drops and then just nonstop buying. And this one was no different, but it's pretty interesting. Like I said, if I would have taken my emotions out of things, and it's hard to do no matter what, you're just, you're seeing on the TV, the S&P, the futures are down 130. And so, when we got this drop, if I just would have not listened to anything and just saw that we were in our institutional buy zone here, and we actually went to our secondary, and that was it. By the time I kind of realized the low was in, the S&P was up a ton. So then, I did what everybody else would do, and, okay, well, let's wait for a pullback to buy. And now we're 180 points higher, but we ran right into resistance right here. This is a 60-minute chart. So there's still pretty good duration that go out to the upside. So I do believe we're going to get some backing and filling tomorrow. And, we could see probably giving back at least half of what we did today. Now, if it's going to be just a massive short squeeze, then we're going straight up. But this is the reason why I think we're going to be getting, some type of little pullback. One is the duration on the downside. We are at max levels here. And we also have bearish divergences. So we also just got a sell signal. So this was our buy signal that came on the software. Remember, we landed right into our institutional accumulation zone. And, if you just took a trade here at 67.78, you could have rode that. There was no sell signal until up here at 68.86. So we're talking that's a 100-point move and this is the first time it got triggered. So we've had these moves before, and when our software gave us the sell signal, you've seen what happened. So I'm kind of I took a put position overnight, and I'm just if it doesn't go that way, it doesn't go that way. We'll make it up during the day. But right now, the fact that we ran right into an important pivot right here, which is this is just a regular 200-day moving average. And we have a sell signal, and we have maximum duration to the downside. To me, risk reward was there. And where I'm looking for this dip to go is probably somewhere I wouldn't be surprised to see the S&P trading somewhere down between a good, say, well, this is 60, that's only like 16 points. I believe we're coming down a little bit lower than that, but I know what I was doing. I was checking out, I always do this when we have a big move like that. The institutional buy zone from this pivot to this is going to be all the way down here. But I like to do it because I know there's a lot of people that are trapped on the short side right now. And the bulls really, they don't let up on them when they have them in a squeeze. So what I do is I want to know, okay, what's the next, say, important low? And it's from here to here. And this is our support zone. So our projected accumulation zone on the S&P is between 68.45 and 68.37 with the Gann line, and our other secondary accumulation zone down at the 68.24. So if we go down to the 68.24, hey, that's a decent trade. But this is what I was talking about, where it's if things do get where we see sellers step in. What do we got there? 144 bars. So if we see sellers step in, what's going to happen is we'll probably lose that short-term accumulation zone and probably head to the second one, because this would be more of a digestion of the move that we just saw since yesterday's lows. And like I said, it was fast. So this would be if we're going from the absolute low or the anchor at the low here to here, we're looking at a move coming down to the 6,800. And I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. And that's why I took the put position up here, because we have sell signals on the 5 minute. We really haven't had any kind of breather except for a couple 10-minute moves, and then we just moved back up. So digesting this, because there's still a little, some fear in this market no matter what anybody says. So people are going to start taking profits. They're not going to be shooting for the stars on it, and that was my reasoning on taking it. And like I said, we could find support up at this where the first accumulation zone was. I think I wouldn't be surprised to see us coming a little bit further down. But if we come down here and let's say we do hit the first one, I'm just going to scale out of my put position. And then if it comes down here, I'll probably be cash and then looking to buy the dip here. And the reason why is our 60-minute is, that's the 15. The 60-minute still has enough room to go up here. So I wouldn't be surprised to see one of these, where we had this move like this, down and then up again. And that's kind of what I'm anticipating. And it's really because of the 15-minute sell signals. So let's take a look at IWM here. And again, this is the big drop yesterday. I'm just amazed at how much it dropped and how much it's rallied back. But anyway, if I didn't pay attention to anything and just bought when we were, in our accumulation zone, even though one of the reasons why I didn't jump into IWM on the long side is because we broke the secondary. So I was expecting a move up and then down into into our primary here, but into our secondary, which never happened. We just went from the 253.26. We didn't even take a breather until 261. So by that time, it's like, well, do I want to chase it here? And, we took a couple short trades, but they're so short-lived, it was unreal. But, and again, that's just emotional trading. It's not, it just watching the software, it would have made perfect sense to buy. So here's the 15-minute chart. Again, we got a sell signal. This was the buy, right here. I missed it. And we saw, go from 258 back all the way up to this 263. And you can see we have these bearish divergences. And this is what's held me out, where these things started forming a while ago. So I was like, no, I'm waiting for the pullback. But any pullback just got bid right back up again. So again, it's the software. If I just followed it, then, I was doing great. But I did do it with the spiders. It was kind of a late day call. I didn't even put it in the room. But I really I had a feeling that we were going to see the S&P at least do some backing and filling because of the divergence that we saw. So I took a puts trade there, and it's it did pretty. It's already in the money on it. I think it's going to do very well. But in any case, back to IWM. So if we're going to do a full, since if we had this rally up here, this is coming from this pivot here, our anchor down at the 253 up to the 263. So we're looking at 260 to 259 as our first targets. And then we're looking down at the 258. But that's not even it, because I'm looking at where those lines are. So it could be even deeper than that if we're going to go by this. But let's say, okay, so we got 146 bars. So let's put in our 146. It's going to be lower than that. Yeah, 146. Okay, and there, it's moved down. So this is actually looking for a move coming all the way down to the 258 to 256. But again, I wouldn't be surprised to see them use this anchor low to this anchor high and see IWM come somewhere down into the 259. But 258 would make sense. It wouldn't, that wouldn't bother me all that much. And if it comes down here, we're probably going to see the 15-minute back into the where we're going to have at least a good amount of duration to the upside, and that will get us a chance to get long. But it's things if you take your emotions out of it, you can trade great. And I'm human. There's emotions that are there, and even though the software is telling you and it's been right almost every single time, you ignore them sometimes and you miss trades, and that's pretty much what happened. And I'm not happy about it, but you learn from it, and you say, all right, well, we're getting our buy signal, signal, we're holding up here, so let's get long. But we did pretty good with the fund today. A lot of that was the quantum stocks, and then that one the one spiders trade that I made. So we made 1807, but yesterday we lost 1200. So we've just been kind of going back and forth on it. And again, yesterday was 100% my fault. There's nothing with the software. It was just dumb trading on my end. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Again, if you guys didn't read that email, we're lowering the price right now. I don't know how long we're going to do it for. We have an email campaign going out tomorrow, and we want to get people on board. So until that finishes, we're lowering it back down to the $2.99, and with that, you're also getting the Thinkorswim, and you're also getting the Trading View, where it's working on the Trading View. So you're getting both of those in one package on it. You could use it on either one. And with that, let's see what plays out tomorrow, and have a great night.